Honestly, currently I'm feeling like starting from scratch all over again with this music production game, because I'm trying again to get into VCV rack and modular synthesis. I already tried it once, but yeah, somehow lost it, I don't know. Basically, what this video is all about is for the frustrated people. So if you feel overwhelmed, frustrated and demotivated by all the tools and the possibilities out there that we get with today's world, not just modular or VCV rack, but in general for music production, this video is for you to hopefully help you out a little bit to keep things going, right? Hey friends, Juan here from roughitstudio.com, where I help you to come further in the Rominimal and microhouse production game by hopefully weekly inspiring videos, right? Now before I dive in, I quickly want to mention my soft but snappy Rominimal Ableton Live kick template. If you're fresh to this channel, or if you're lurking for quite a time, but you haven't downloaded it and you use Ableton Live, go and grab it. It's a kick template that can create quick, highly adjustable kicks for your Rominimal tracks within just a few clicks. Kicks and clicks, wow, cheesy. But go and grab it, it's for free. Just click the link below and then you really have the possibility to smack it on a MIDI channel, trigger it with some sequence, adding a little bit groove, swing, whatever, and then just tweak it with a few buttons, a few clicks to your liking, so you don't really need to search hourly. I don't know how much time you spent on searching for the right kick, but basically this is kind of a shortcut. Smack this on a MIDI channel, tweak it to your liking, to your bass, and then you're ready to go. And then move on to more important stuff. So yeah, if you want that, grab it in the link below. Now about this week's video, let's talk a little bit about the story. So I already know that on some degree those kind of mindset videos are doing not really well on my channel. They don't get me tons of new subscribers, not tons of views, not tons of comments, not tons of likes, but who cares, you know, I don't care. In the first place, I want to help you out, and this video is really to help you out if you get stuck somewhere, like I am currently with VCV rack, modular synthesis, and so on, right? So with this video I want to give or share some problems, some demotivating and frustrating thoughts that popped out during diving into VCV rack, modular synthesis and stuff, that you can also adapt to other parts of the music production. Maybe it's mixing, maybe it's arrangement, maybe it's using a new tool, or using Ableton for the first time, or whatever it is, you know. Yeah, basically you can adapt it to whatever tool you like to use that frustrates you in some shape or form, right? Mindset number one I wanted to adapt was get the small wins, really. So for example, in my case, I popped up VCV rack, inserted one module and then connected it with the sequence, and then I sequenced a nice little bass line out of it, right? And tweaked a little bit, recorded it, and for me that was a win, because it was a usable bass line and it was not some crazy patch that I used. Basically it was really basic. Maybe I share it for next week's video if it's helpful for somebody. And yeah, that's the first thought. Celebrate the small wins, right? Second, knowing the purpose of doing it. So for example, VCV rack, modular, big topic, right? Why should we do actually, or starting out with that? So for me the case is I want to experiment a little bit with different tools to keep the creative juice a little bit flowing, right? Always want you to learn a little bit new things and share it on this channel with you, and so you also can learn from it. And currently I thought, okay, why not using VCV rack, modular a little bit. Yeah, I dabbled around with that, and I had the goal in mind of creating textures, some effect sounds, and maybe bass lines, maybe also some drums, but I'm not sure about that yet. And this leads me to mindset number three, which is not having a clear goal in mind. So for example, I opened up VCV rack and just did some random shit. No clear vision, no clear goal, and I think it's important to have at least some sort of a goal, like I want to create a texture sound, and then go from there. Maybe even if something else turns out that is usable, it's okay, right? But in the first place, just having kind of an idea what we want to do and why we want to do can actually help, or for me at least that was the case, right? Then number 4, wanting to use too many tools at the same time without knowing actually what they are all doing, right? So for example, with VCV Rack you can smack tons of modules in one rack, right? It's endlessly almost, right? Limited by CPU of course, but basically this is true for Ableton Live as well, I would say, and all kind of plugins, whatever, and you can get easily overwhelmed, right? So I smacked in one module, another module, and then I didn't even know what each module can do. So I open it up quickly, the manual, and read, okay, this and that, this section is for that, this section is for this, and then I get already a clearer vision. So maybe if you struggle with Ableton, you don't know what it does, maybe the two different views. Often newbies, I think, get confused about the two different session view and arrangement view. Pop up the manual and then just read, and then you get already a clear vision about that. And this leads me to the next thought process that I needed to fix, which is basically thinking in a more structured way and actually kind of knowing what the things are doing in a certain tool. For example, yeah, if you pop up maybe a synthesizer, and at least having a little bit of a vision where the filters are, where the LFO is, the envelope, whatever it is, right? Where are those things sitting, right? This already can help to, I call it, to motivate you again to, yeah, I don't know. As soon as I get a little bit of a clearer vision, clearance, a little bit clarity, I often found that it helps tremendously to motivate me again, to keep a little bit more going, right? So I think that's actually the problem that music production gives, because there are so many options, and to get clarity out of this, it's really the problem, I would say, for a lot of producers, because there are too many options out there. Then we have the magazines, the blog, then we have Ruffin who tells you to use this tool, that tool, oh, I tried this technique and whatnot, right? And this leads me to the next thought process, which is, for me, that's the case. If I want to learn something new, I stick to maybe maximum of 3 different resources. So for example, for VCV Rack, of course, Omri, everyone knows that guy, crazy. Great tutorials. If you don't know him, no, you know him. If you wanted to dive into VCV Rack, that's the guy to check out. Then I have a book here, Patch and Tweak. This book here, Patch and Tweak, gives a lot of clarity. Second resource, right? And then the third one, I don't know. Because if I would learn from 10 different sources, for me I would get overwhelmed again and not having enough clarity. But that's maybe just me, you know, that's how my brain works. Yeah, maybe that's not your case, but take what helps you from this video and then move on, honestly. And then implement it, use it, adapt it, whatever, right? Next big thing for me is rushing. I want to rush the process. I want to learn VCV Rack as quickly as I can because I want to share it on the channel, whatnot. Okay, I need to tell myself, go easy. Why? Why rush, right? Easy. Just learn it step by step, and then going easy with yourself, because on some level I think creativity hates pressure, right? It hates it. If whenever I have pressure, kind of results are worse somehow, you know. The pressure needs to be there for me, at least, to sit down, to kick me in the ass and actually make music, sit down every day. But in order of creativity, I think pressure is not good. Just my thoughts, don't know. Next thing, yeah, having the wrong expectations, right? So maybe, yeah, for example, I dabbled around with VCV Rack, wanted to create some Rominimal textures, swirls, some darker vibe stuff. I had it in the mind, right? But what came out of the headphone was not really what I had in mind. So the expectation was crushed, right? And that let me feel shitty, demotivating, frustrating. Why is that not sounding like in my head, right? But it's like in sports. You have good games, you have bad games, but the team, your favorite sports teams, keeps going, right? So we need to keep going with music production, and you are already a winner if you watch this video, because I think many people don't watch those kinds of mindset videos. I know it based on my analytics, and especially if you watch that far, you're already a winner, right? Next thing for myself, not setting a specific goal. So for example, sitting down, learning VCV Rec, in my case, for let's say 30 minutes a day, right? Clear. Before that, just came about this today, right? Because I was frustrated. I thought, okay, I really need to learn that, or I really want to learn that. So how can I do this? And I want to make it in baby steps, you know, not rushing, because it overwhelms me, or if I want to rush it again, right? Coming back to the last thought. I don't even know which thought it is right now, probably 10 or so. Yeah, so setting a clear goal of sitting down 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is, and you can also use this for your writing time, sitting down at 8 o'clock in the evening, writing music for 30 minutes, if this is a problem for you. Yeah, have a specific time frame and specific space, and then just do the work, right? And next thought, following the approach of trial and error, and after that reading, right? So what does this mean? So for example, I tried a module or whatever the tool itself is, and if I get stuck on some level and I really have no idea what I'm doing, and if nothing good comes out of the tool, then I reach to the manual, and manual is the direct source from the company. It should be correct what is written in there, right? And after reading the manual, I get a lot of clarity. Coming back to the beginning point of this video, clarity always helps me to keep me motivating, you know. And this manual reading often gives me a little bit kind of a clarity, and then I think, okay, this section is for this section is for that, and then it also can inspire me to some shape or form, you know, especially for modular, because I think, okay, this can connect to this and blah blah blah. Yeah, those are all the mindset hacks I use for motivating me again to keep going a little bit whenever I feel frustrated or demotivating, just feeling kind of down. I think in the end it happens to every creative artist, whatever, right? Sport people. I think we need to talk about this. I mean, not everything glamorous, right? So I really want to talk about this in a separate video, because it happens to me, and I'm sure it happens to other artists as well. And most people don't talk about this shit, especially not on social media, I would say, on Instagram. There we only see the cool stuff. But yeah, this video is really to talk about this a little bit, and also to keep you motivating. So here you have some recommendations that you can use, hopefully, to get out of the loophole, or how do you say, out of the cycle of demotivation, of frustration and whatnot. And to sum this up quickly, in the end, I think the music production game is all about how we deal with those kind of frustrations and bad feelings in the studio, right? So the thing is, do we stop or do we keep going, right? And I have bad days, of course. Like I just said, your favorite sports team has bad games, but they also have good games, hopefully. And they just keep going, right? So we need to keep going and sit down, doing a little bit of creative work, and on some level the satisfaction will come. Again, go for the small wins and celebrate it. Particular action step if you feel down because the project didn't turn out like you wanted it to be, or maybe you had a sound in mind and it didn't turn out like you expected. Simple thing to do, go for a walk, and then 10 minutes, 15 minutes of fresh air, and then the things are, it's like changing world. Things just go and flow again easier. I just did this before this video. Before I did the walk, I felt really, oh gosh, now I need to record a video. How should I actually talk about this if I'm feeling down by myself? But I went out, podcast in the ear, and then walked around, fresh air, 10, 15, 20 minutes. And now I'm back here recording the video. And yes, I'm feeling great again. Now I'm actually motivated to crack open the fucking VCV Rack shit again, and maybe try it again in another approach, opening up the manual and really dive into this. And hopefully I can share some good stuff regarding VCV Rack, or what else is coming out there. I don't know what's coming next week. Okay, thanks again for your time. Thanks that you made it so far. And by the way, if you struggle with the kick, You don't need to use VCV Rack, you can, but I have a more stripped down, simpler version to create a simple kick, but that is powerful and highly adjustable. So if you use Ableton Live, go and grab my free soft but snappy Rominimal Ableton Live kick template. It's stock plugin based, but it's highly adjustable. You don't need to search for the perfect kick sample anymore. Just smack this on a MIDI channel, trigger it with the sequence, and then add a little bit swing and tweak it to your liking. Pitch it up and down with a few clicks. Really simple, and it's for free. Just grab it by clicking under the link below, and then you should get it shipped to your inbox. Thanks again, and have fun in the studio. Don't get frustrated. Just let's keep going. Thanks. Cheers.